day-to-day operations of Euronet while overseeing the company's business strategy, financial performance, and the growth of the business across all markets. From a single ATM in Budapest, Hungary, Mike has grown Euronet into a $5 billion company with a global payment network that now includes 38,105 ATMs, approximately 900,000 point-of-sale terminals, 332,000 money transfer locations, and industry-leading payment technology. Through more than 6,000 employees across 61 countries, Euronet serves customers in more than 160 countries around the world. Mike is an incredibly accomplished entrepreneur with 35 years of combined experience in the computer software and electronic payments business. In 1979, he founded Innovative Software, which merged in 1988 with Informix, a leading provider of advanced database software technology. During his time at Informix, he served as president and chief operating officer, as well as president of the Workstation Products Division. Annual revenues of Informix grew from $1 million to $170 million by the time he left the company in 1990. In the years of 1995 to 1999, Mike worked with community leaders in Kansas City and chaired a project to renovate Union Station, the second largest train station in America, and built Science City, a children's science exploratory center within it. He believes that early science education better prepares our youth and the United States for the challenges of tomorrow. Mike received a Master of Science in Molecular and Cellular Biology at the University of Kansas City in 1997, but of course, given these incredible successes and the knowledge that this College of Engineering educates engineering leaders, it is no surprise, of course, that Mike achieved his Bachelor of Science in Electrical Engineering here at MIZZOU in our College of Engineering in 1979. I'm also very proud and honored to have the opportunity to speak with Mike every month as a member of the 12-member Strategic Advisory Board for the College of Engineering, as he and other incredible leaders like him help us to ensure that the education we provide to you is the absolute best that can be offered in the world. It is my great pleasure to welcome Mike Brown.
Thank you, Dean Laboa. It's obvious you read my webpage. But I'd like to thank you, the engineering associate deans, the department chairs, Chancellor Cartwright, and Curator John Sunvold as well. Parents, family, graduates, I'm super excited to be with you today, but I kind of wish this was a dialogue, not a monologue. I'm a techie, a bit of a nerd. I'd love to hear about all the cool stuff that you're doing today. That what you're learning, what your internships are, what your research is, what your job opportunities are, where you see the future of your chosen fields. I feel like I am with my people. I'm an engineer number one. I love figuring out how things work, seeing new innovations, talking about possibilities. Thank you for allowing me to talk to you about what I love. You understand me, and I you. I am actually very surprised and humbled to be standing here before you today. I'm an alumnus, as the dean said, of the Electrical Engineering Department here at UMC, and I have lots of memories here. The place looks different than when I graduated in 1979, lots of improvements. The walk from Hatch Hall to NACA Hall, where I did most of my EE studies, is still a long, long way. The memory of getting up at 6:30 in the morning for a 7:40 class and walking from Hatch in the icy, snowy winters all the way to the EE building was not forgotten. But actually, my fondest memories are not of the classrooms, sorry teachers, but the dorm and the Greek parties that I attended every week. I went to at least 3 parties a week, but not because I was Mr. Outgoing, but because I was paid. Freshman year, my friend and I built speakers, amplifiers, mixers from scratch and launched my first serious introduction into the world of entrepreneurship. The company was called Sound Energy. Today, you would call it a DJ company. Back then, a portable disco. Getting paid to go to parties was pretty darn sweet. Beers were free, and the girls liked us DJ boys. Carrying big speakers up and down the stairs after a night of partying was not so sweet, but all in all, it was a pretty good gig. But it was unfortunately back to class on Monday morning. One of my best engineering friends still complains that he did my homework for me while I socialized, and that is true. And then I'd turn around, and with a little bit of luck, I might ace that test that he helped me with. That's why I can't believe the dean asked me to speak. I'm humbled because many of you are smarter than I was when I went to college. But as Malcolm Gladwell said in his book Outliers, for tremendous success, you really only need two things. You have to be smart enough, and you have to have the drive, the passion, and the grit for your endeavor. I know several of you would have been very successful at any Ivy school, but you decided to be a tiger, and you have achieved great success here with more to come. And of this, I am very proud of you. My congrats to those of you who know exactly what you're going to do and are doing it right now. But also congrats to those of you who are still finding your way. Upon graduation, I really had no idea about my career or what would become my passion. Post-graduation, I took a job as a computer process control engineer at Armco Steel in Kansas City. I did this to support my siblings and my mom, who was quite ill. Armco in 1979 typified all that was bad with U.S. steelworks in that time. Total technological obsolescence defined it. I worked in a plant that looked like, smelled like, and acted like it did when it was built in the 1940s. It did not take me long to know I didn't want to work there very long. I did stay about 6 months because I had grander plans. In 1979, something was happening in the tech world that at the time I thought was really cool, but turned out to be really earth-shattering. The first personal computers and PC components came onto the market. For the first time, an average person could afford to have a personal computer in his or her home. Even so, almost no one saw the future. My high school best friend, Mark Caligari, and I noticed how amateurish the software was for these new PCs back in '79. After a few beers one evening, we decided that we could do a heck of a lot better at software than what we saw in the PC hobby stores. We hand-built our own computers and started writing code in our basements. Our computers, at the time, had 24K of internal storage, okay? This iPhone 10 right here, 256 gigabytes. That's 8 million times as much storage as when I started in the computer software industry. Within months, we had written a basic data manager to keep track of names and addresses and such. My partner was the computer science guy, and that left me relegated as the electrical engineer to divide the task and become the head sales guy, head of customer support, head of shipping, and head of cleaning the bathrooms. And we built our company and founded our company called Innovative Software. Within a year, we sold more programs and began to hire people. I found myself chasing this new breed of niche store that sold computers to hobbyists and very early adopters of the early PCs. I had found my passion. Working 15 hours a day was typical and exciting. A new industry was being born. Competitors were entering by the dozens. Silicon Valley came of age. By 1983, only 4 years after we started, we were able to do an IPO and go public. There were 16 of us at the time at Innovative Software, Mark and I the oldest at age 26. We went to Wall Street and we raised $5 million to launch our new products, which at the time I thought was an enormous amount of money. I learned how to manage a company and its people through trial and error. By 8 years out, we were doing $30 million in sales with 300 people and selling our products around the world. I met Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, and most all the wonder kinds of the early PC days. We even had Leonard Nimoy, the original Spock in Star Trek, as our spokesman on a promotional video about that described our first graphical spreadsheet, which was 2 to 3 years in functionality ahead of Microsoft Excel. It was fun, it was fast, it was competitive. But along the way, we never lost our passion to have the best software products on the market and to improve life in the workplace. And we were doing it. The information age was dawning. After a dozen years, I decided to retire from this venture and try something else. Being retired at age 33 and not knowing what I was going to do, I went back to school. My wife Millie and I spent 3 years getting our master's degree in molecular and cellular biology after reading a very cool book by an MIT fellow called Engines of Creation about nanotechnology. I was thinking about doing biotech next, but that was not to be. In 1993, when I was 36, my 27-year-old brother-in-law, a MIZZOU B-School grad, suggested that we look into the new developments and opportunities in Eastern Europe. Only 3 years before, the Cold War ended with the collapse of the Soviet Union, and their satellite republics began to embrace democracy for the first time in 50 years and go back to their free market roots. After a little research, I was off to Budapest, Hungary. It only took one trip to Budapest to make us realize two things. Number one, these Soviet bloc economies had just marginally advanced since the end of World War II and needed all the infrastructure and products that the West had to offer. And number two, communism bankrupted the European free market way of life and made them slaves to a meager existence in a corrupted system. They wanted change. Within a few visits, Dan Henry and I started a technology company, as the dean said, called Euronet Worldwide. We provide financial transaction processing. From the very beginning, Dan and I preached honesty, capitalism, integrity, competition, and service to a culture pretty unfamiliar with these values. Our passion and our mission then, and is still today, to deliver financial convenience to millions of people who have not had it before. We installed ATMs into countries without any modern financial infrastructure. But back to passion. I never had a passion for ATMs, but I had a passion to improve the lives of people and found a way to let capitalism pay for it. We believed that Euronet could bring a better way of life to these emerging countries. But it was not easy. Financial crises, payroll challenges, corrupt government officials, and closed minds were always at hand. Our stock price was a roller coaster sometimes. But we succeeded by respecting our colleagues and holding them to a high standard of performance while holding ourselves to a high ethical standard. But I will tell you that my success started right here in the engineering program. When I started Euronet, I knew nothing about ATMs, but my technical education was essential to the success of both Euronet and innovative software. When you are an engineer, you learn problem solving. You learn quantitative skills which help in decision making. You are given daily, complex, and daunting problems to sift through, break down, and solve bit by bit. You don't give up. It is an approach to school, but it is also an approach to life. After calculus and statics and thermodynamics, come on, how hard can today's problem really be? And that leads me back to you. Boy, I am telling you, I wish I was you. You stand before a world that is changing at a pace unfathomable even 3 decades ago. Innovation and technical advances will affect every aspect of our lives, which makes it difficult to precisely envision our future. Back in the 80s, few would have predicted the penetration of the information age that we enjoy today. Computing power has followed Moore's law since 1965. Every year, computing power doubles. That means by 5 years from now, there will be 32 times as much processing power in the average device as there is today. This means that in very few years, finally, Siri and Alexa and a host of other devices will use voice recognition to actually understand you 100% of the time. They will use AI, artificial intelligence, to respond to your inquiries with contextual clarification, just like people do. It means that that thing in your pocket, that thing that we call a mobile phone, will be connected with fast bandwidth to virtually 100% of humankind's knowledge. Within 5 years, there will be supercomputers on this planet with the processing power of the human brain. Within 20 years from now, there will be processing power in computers equal to all the human brains on the planet combined. In a few years, you, the engineer, will be able to waltz into a party of strangers. You'll be able to panorama all the people in the room with your phone, and your phone computer will do facial recognition, ID match those folks to their Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn pages, and give you an analysis of the talking points that you may want to start up a conversation. Far-fetched? No way. All this technology actually is being deployed today, but the interconnections are a bit clunky and slow. Not so in a decade, and probably not so in 5 years. Now, finally, you engineers will be the life of the party. Today, Snapchat is using virtual reality to entertain you. My son showed me a funny one the other day. He took a video of our living room and a VR program, a virtual reality program, inserted a cartoon elf with his features dancing right there in front of our fireplace. When you ran the video, they were melded together.
Gang, Gucci 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 gang, spread their racks on new chain. My blood do. Ooh, I forgot name. I can't buy where the rain. Rather go and buy ball mains. Gucci gang.
That's my son, Anthony. But just beyond the entertainment aspect of virtual reality, there is also some highly technical ways that virtual reality can be used to enhance and even save lives. Take a look at this clip from the show The Good Doctor. You'll see 2 doctors performing heart surgery in virtual reality as a training exercise. Once again, this isn't too far off. This is an advancement that's coming in just a couple of years.
But let's say we took that down to 20.
That won't be enough to relieve the outflow obstruction.
Okay. 18.
Okay.
Virtual reality is a technology that will span diverse industries, from medicine to education, from the military to the arts. In the next video, the designers of this robot were a collaborative group of mechanical engineers, double E's, computer and AI engineers. Take a look at this. Holy smokes. Look at the incredible technical development that this collaborative group did. It may not be obvious, but this robot has a computer for a brain. And just like our human brain, this robot had to learn to jump, land, and catch its balance. It had to learn. Did you notice how the robot made a whole bunch of micro adjustments upon landing to keep itself from falling? A computer was making thousands and thousands of calculations a second to do just that. And the AI computer brain in that robot that made those calculations will be 20 times faster in 5 years. This robot will not be clunky. It will be as lithe as a jaguar in 5 years. Innovation is happening so fast that everyone in this room will be caught eliminate 40% of the labor jobs as we know them. That is both exciting and scary. This will make many products and services less expensive and within reach for all of us, but at the same time, potentially increasing human inequity and causing huge social issues. But what you take from your MIZZOU engineering school will also help you navigate this change and find solutions to the challenges caused by innovation. The future opportunities and challenges will be complex to sort through, but of all the graduates this weekend at MIZZOU, you engineers are the best prepared to adapt. With your time spent here, you and I were taught to face difficult challenges, to have a strong work ethic, to solve problems, and not be afraid of innovation or change, in fact, not to fear the unknown. And from my successes in life, I have learned something you will learn in the future. I hope and believe my mission and my colleagues, because we engineers are knowledgeable, creative, and know how to solve or attempt to solve unsolvable problems. We do not live in fear. We live with the hope and trust in our teams and our mental and spiritual strength to accomplish the unbelievable. We are dreamers, and that will carry us far. The future is especially exciting for your parents and I because we believe in you. We trust in your leadership. Some of you will keep us safe. Some of you will provide jobs and manufacture goods or commodities. Some of you will make medical advances. Some of you will feed the world. Some of you will start businesses. Some of you will more efficiently and safely power the world. Some of you will build and design art and buildings. Some of you will write code for smart cars or rockets. You will take advances in art and psychology and history and all disciplines and combine them with your science and engineering to create solutions because you will risk and fail and risk and succeed. I have 5 points I'd like to leave you with today. First, find and follow your passion. Elon Musk started PayPal, but was passionate about clean energy, so he founded Tesla, the electric car company. He founded SpaceX to give humanity a second chance in the case of global catastrophe by colonizing Mars. Perhaps Mr. Musk had these two passions 20 years ago, but not acted on them or fully realized how to partake in them, just like you. You may not know your passion now, but in a year or two in a job, you might find it, or you might see it in your periphery, or you might know for sure that this job that you have today is nowhere near what can be passionate for you. Number 2, be entrepreneurial. And I don't mean necessarily just start a company. I mean think like an entrepreneur. My company's success is because we try to embrace an entrepreneurial culture. Entrepreneurs notice when things are missing and they fill in the piece. Entrepreneurs are creative and think around the problem, not through it. Entrepreneurs look at the big picture. And entrepreneurs read a lot, both inside and outside their direct areas of interest, to find unique, non-myopic solutions. Number 3, stick to your value system. Don't compromise your ethics. Make your friends and parents proud of your contribution to this earth. Be honest. Keep yourself informed. Consider all points of view, not just those that easily align with your predispositions. Understand that the solution is rarely in the extreme. The solutions solving today's problems are the collaboration of ideas, technology, and innovation. Finally, number 5, don't be afraid to risk or fail. If you don't fail sometimes, you're not pushing the edge of the envelope. I'll tell you that for sure. Elon Musk knew that if we could land and reuse the first stage of a rocket, it would save 30% in the cost to put people and satellites and supplies into space. But nobody even tried because it was so darn daunting. Musk took the risk. Here's a short history of SpaceX trying to do just that. It is titled, How Not to Land a Rocket. That was human ingenuity. That was risk. That was failure, and that was success. Know that we and the world believe in each and every one of you graduates. We are counting on you to guide us through to the future. Congratulations to each and every one of you. Today is your new beginning. Best of luck to you all.
Wow, absolutely incredible. And God, so right. And I love the last video, Mike, to show, and especially, and I know some of us, some of the students, we've talked about this before in various organizations when I come and talk to you, 50% of the jobs that you'll hold don't exist yet. You're in such an incredible time, and you truly, every single thing that was just discussed with you, engineers are designing our future. It's an incredible time. Thank you, Mike. What a great speech. Thank you. Yeah. It's now my pleasure to recognize our recipients of the Dean's Certificate in Leadership and Engagement. When I call your name, please make your way to the stage. I've got a few things to say when you get up here, but do come up. Kyle Hagan, Ryan Kostos, and Candace Mohop. Please come up. And I'm going to talk a little bit about them while they're making their way up and about what this certificate is. In August of just this year, in support of we have a new College of Engineering strategic plan, and the #1 pillar of pursuit in that plan is educating engineering leaders. So in pursuit of that, we launched what's called the Engineering Leadership, Engagement, and Career Development Academy. And what we're doing in the Academy is providing our engineering students with unique educational and professional development opportunities. The goals of it are to expand our student perspectives and accelerate the development of their leadership skills, increase students' competitiveness for postgraduate employment, create more opportunities for interaction among students and with our industry and engineering professionals, provide additional resources for career development and job searching, and further develop our students' professionalism and potential for leadership positions, including this entrepreneurship mindset of which Mike so incredibly addressed. Our students are able to participate in a variety of sessions and activities that allow them to accrue points toward what we now have and being provided and given to these students for the very first time in history, the Dean's Certificate in Leadership and Engagement. This certificate showcases these students' willingness to take initiative, drive improvement, and become leaders in their chosen fields. Today, I'm very pleased to recognize our college's very first 3 recipients of the Dean's Certificate in Leadership and Engagement. All 3 of these outstanding recipients have earned the certificate with distinction, which means that they have actually gone above and beyond the minimum requirements to earn this certificate. Please come forward to receive your certificate when I call your name. Kyle Hagan, Electrical Engineering. Are you okay with all these? You need us to scoot over? Yeah, that's what I figured. We look like we're standing in a floral bouquet. Okay. Ryan Kostos, Mechanical Engineering. Good job. Congratulations. Candace Mohop, Chemical Engineering. Let's congratulate Kyle, Ryan, and Candace for their leadership and this outstanding accomplishment. Our engineering graduates are extraordinary. They've not only excelled in engineering courses, but many have also proactively participated in student organizations. In doing so, they've not only learned to solve technical problems, and we're talking about the hardest discipline in this university. I'm a little biased, but I think everybody in here will agree with me. But they have also learned how to work with others and to balance responsibilities. There are more than 50 student organizations in the College of Engineering. These student chapters of national, professional, and honorary societies provide important leadership training for our students. Today, we honor those graduating students who have served in a leadership role in one or more of these organizations during their time in the College of Engineering. Will all students who have served in a leadership role in an engineering student organization please stand and remain standing? Let's congratulate these students for their leadership. Please be seated. Thank you. We would also like to take a moment to acknowledge our graduating seniors who will be commissioned soon after graduation. Please stand when I call your name, and please remain standing. Ryan T. Trenter, Mechanical Engineering, Air Force, First Lieutenant. Christopher W. Long, Mechanical Engineering, Air Force, First Lieutenant. Armel Vitalis Coulong Zoyam, Mechanical Engineering, Army, Second Lieutenant. Samuel C. Curtwright, Mechanical Engineering, Navy, Ensign. Ryan J. Trickle, Mechanical Engineering, Navy, Ensign. Congratulations, graduates, and thank you for your service to our country. I now invite the president of the Engineering Student Council, Becky Gann, to come forward and preside over the student portion of this program.
We are pleased to present the awards to professors in each department who received the greatest number of votes for having the most positive influence during the graduating seniors' undergraduate careers. A graduating senior from each department will present the awards. Will the following graduates come forward when I call your name? Casey Forty, Bioengineering. Candace Mohap, Chemical Engineering. Alex Phillips, Civil and Environmental Engineering. Kurt Bogner, Computer Science. Jackson Chandler, Information Technology. Kyle Hagen, Electrical and Computer Engineering. Parker Chenault, Industrial and Manufacturing Systems Engineering. Armel Coulong, Mechanical and Aerospace Engineering. As the graduates come forward, I will read the certificate citation. The MU College of Engineering graduating seniors present a certificate of appreciation to this outstanding professor on December 16th, 2017. This certificate recognizes this individual as an outstanding professor selected by the students for his or her expert knowledge of the curriculum and, equally important, genuine interest in students' ability to communicate with them and unselfish dedication of time and experience. As the name of each outstanding professor is announced, please come forward to accept your award. Casey from Bioengineering will get us started.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Casey Fogarty, and it is my honor to present this year's award for the Bioengineering Department's Outstanding Professor to Dr. Sheila Grant. Anyone who knows Dr. Grant knows that this award is no surprise. For the past 15 years, she has gone above and beyond both inside and outside of the classroom. Despite juggling the various duties and responsibilities required of a professor, conducting multiple research projects, raising a family, and founding a biotech startup company, Dr. Grant never hesitated to offer guidance and support to her students. During her time here at MIZZOU, she has impacted so many lives, including my own, and I honestly do not know anyone as worthy of this award as she. So without further ado, please join me in congratulating Dr. Sheila Grant on being the Bioengineering Department's Outstanding Professor of the Year.
I feel like I'm stomping up here. All right, good afternoon. My name is Candace Mohap, and I have the honor of presenting the Outstanding Professor Award for Chemical Engineering. And my first encounter with this professor was via email the summer before taking her thermodynamics course. She sent her 3 links to tests, all to be taken before the first day of class. And I was immediately terrified of this course, and I wasn't completely wrong in that assumption. But Dr. Meyer's zeal when she teaches brings such an engagement to every lecture and makes the material manageable. What sets her apart, though, is her dedication to each student. She never hesitated to hold evening review sessions or sit you down even for hours in her office, be it 8 a.m. or at midnight if ABET was in town. And what Dr. Myers has taught us goes far beyond the classroom. She embodies all that we aspire to be as chemical engineers with her passion and enthusiasm and her willingness and ability to help and to lead others. Not only is she a brilliant chemical engineer, but she has been an incredible mentor to each of her students. And so the class of 2017 would like to thank Dr. Myers for helping us all on our way to becoming Eagles. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my great honor to introduce Dr. Mary Myers.
My name is Alex Phillips, and I'm here to present the Outstanding Professor Award for the Civil Engineering Department. There were two things that really stuck out to me about Dr. Ahmed following the first week of lecture. The first being that he managed to learn the name of every student enrolled in the course in just one weekend. The next being his enthusiasm for everything that we were learning. His vibrant energy and excitement for the course made me take pride in every assignment that I had for his class. As the semester progressed, I just learned just how much Dr. Ahmed cares for his students. He sees potential in each and every one of us and does whatever it takes to make sure we learn. Whether this means making countless tutorial videos on complex material or responding to emails at 12 o'clock in the morning, his goal is our success. No matter what doubts I have in myself as an engineer, he has been the one to always remind all of us just how special and important we are. He does not see us as just students, he sees us as the future engineers and professionals that we strive to be. Not only is he an outstanding professor, as this award indicates, he is an outstanding individual. After taking my last class with Dr. Ahmed this past spring, he took the time at the end to thank all of his students. Now it is our turn to say thank you. It is my honor to introduce your Fall 2017 Civil Engineers Outstanding Professor Award winner. Would you please give a big round of applause for Dr. Ahmed Abu El-Ela.
Hi, my name is Kurt Bognar. The reason we chose the professor for computer science department is because he initiated most of us into the art of computer science. He brought a plethora of real-world experience through his Anheuser-Busch and other jobs in the software industry that he had, and also because of his application of the Fred algorithms. Unfortunately, Joe Williams couldn't be here today, so I'll just leave you with the piece of advice that he once gave me, and that's buy Bitcoin.
I'm the chair of electrical engineering computer science, and I'll give it to Joe. He's a wonderful teacher. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Jackson Chandler. I'll be presenting the award for the Outstanding Professor for Information Technology. This next recipient's approach embodies the values and ideals of the University of Missouri and that of a truly great professor and mentor. Respect, responsibility, discovery, and excellence are the values at the foundation of every class, lesson, and interaction with students and faculty alike. Always open to questions and dedicated to helping students achieve their goals. Never have I experienced a professor who truly cares this much about the academic and professional success of his students. Without a doubt, I would not have nearly the successes that I have achieved without this man. And that is why I am truly excited and honored to present the Outstanding Professor Award for Information Technology to Dr. Dale Musser.
Hello, everyone. My name is Kyle Hagan, and I am honored to give out the award for Computer and Electrical Engineering's Outstanding Professor for Fall 2017. So I've had the pleasure to have this professor as to teach two of my most senior classes this semester and the previous semester, both projects and capstone. So we have this notion as students, seeing your professors A, outside of class, or B, after hours is kind of weird. So when I was in the programmable logic controllers lab with my lab partner, practicing our procrastination skills, seeing him there at like 9:30 at night updating software, asking us to get off the computers was oddly uncomfortable. But asking around, you try to gauge your professors before you have them. I asked some students who had previously had this professor for capstone, and they told me that he sat down with them for 3 hours, helping them debug some problems they were having in one of their circuits for capstone. So I knew I was in good hands. So with further ado, I'd like to award Mr. Jim Fisher with the Outstanding Electrical and Computer Engineering Award for Fall 2017.
So Jim Fisher said he would be coming, and if he's here, please come up, but otherwise I'm happy to accept it, and I'll give it to Jim Fisher on behalf of Jim, and he's a wonderful teacher, especially capstone and project. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Parker Chenault, and I'm here to present the award for the Industrial Engineering Outstanding Professor. As I can speak for our entire class, he is an unbelievable teacher, great mentor, so he deserves this award without a doubt. But it's a little intimidating going into your first class with him. It's called linear algebra. It doesn't sound that exciting of a class, as I'm sure you can assume. So you go in, and you're there, and you're like, oh, this class is just going to be so boring. It's just a bunch of numbers. But then he knows how to make classes fun and also learn in it. So he loves to give out jokes every Monday. Every Monday there's a joke day. Sometimes they're not very funny, but they're still a lot better than listening to linear algebra for a little bit. And then Wednesdays is snack day. I'm gonna miss snack day in the real world. But I'm so thankful that we got to experience a little bit of fun, but also getting to learn with such a great teacher. And I was honored to have him for my capstone class. And we'd like to present the award to Dr. Carrie Klein.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Amel Coulon, mechanical engineering student. I want to first thank the College of Engineering for selecting me to present the Mechanical Engineering Outstanding Professor Award. It is my privilege to introduce to you the winner, Professor Craig Cleaver of the Mechanical Engineering Department. Professor Cleaver is very knowledgeable about the different classes he teaches and always made the class enjoyable. His lecture style always made the course material much easier to understand and comprehend. He is very flexible with students and easily accessible outside class. His teaching style had a huge positive impact on me, and I'm sure on that of my peers as well. Please join me in congratulating Professor Craig Cleaver for his outstanding work. Thank you.
We have one last award that we're going to give out. Engineering Student Council presents an award every semester to a staff member in the College of Engineering to show our appreciation for all that happens both in the background and face-to-face with students throughout our undergrad and graduate careers. The Engineering Student Council would like to recognize Mary Paulzell for her dedication to the students of the College of Engineering. Her outstanding efforts to launch the Engineering Leadership Engagement and Career Development Academy have already made an impact on students in our college. She has held an integral role as a mentor, encouraging our students to always aspire for greater. The skills we have learned from the Leadership Academy will make a difference in our careers and lives as a whole. The foundation she has helped lay will impact students for years to come. We look forward to the future of the College of Engineering in many ways, thanks to Mary. Mary, could you come up to the stage, please? Next, I quote from the 1934 engineering alumnus, Mr. Dean Anson Harvey's remarks about engineering when giving an address here in 1946. His words ring true for engineering student life at MU today. Mr. Harvey said, "St. Pat's Club broadens your whole campus life. It is the ivy that entwines the columns and holds them fast through the years. It's the spine-tingling thrill that enlarges the lump in your throat as your school band strikes Old Missouri and you stand and sing at the close of another great game. And that be whether the banner of your alma mater is unfurled high in victory or goes down in noble defeat. It is the experience that prepares the way for graduation when your Knight of St. Patrick's certificate is replaced with a piece of rolled parchment. That dejected attitude of, will this thing ever end, gives place to the thought of, gee, it hasn't been so bad. I kind of wish it wasn't over. Things haven't changed much in 80 years, and I'm sure the graduates here could agree with me. As a special tribute to this class of graduating seniors, and in an effort to capture some important moments during your time here at MIZZOU, we would like to present a short slideshow in your honor.
What a great, can you hear me? Hello, hello, there we go. What an incredible slideshow. And you know, I wanted, before we just progress, because it's time now, graduates, it's time. But I always love hearing when the students honor their favorite faculty, and it just reminds me to really let the family and friends and the students in the audience, hope it really shows how much these faculty and staff care so much about your kids, your spouses, your family in these students. What incredible graduates we have, but I want to take the opportunity to just once more thank our faculty and staff for all your incredible hard work. Thank you. So we will now present the graduating seniors by academic degree and department. And the Student Councils asked me to remind everyone that there is an official photographer who will take pictures of each graduate as they cross the stage. I invite each of you now to consult your program for a listing of our graduates and their honors. Student Council President Becky Gann will read the names of our graduates. Of course, I invite the faculty and staff from the individual departments to please join us to congratulate your graduates as they exit the stage when your department is called. The Dean's Office and college staff are also invited to come forward to offer your congratulations to the students. We'll first recognize the candidates for the Bachelor of Science degree in Biological Engineering. Will the faculty and staff from the Department of Bioengineering please make your way to the left of the stage?
Creighton Worthen DeYoung. Jane Schaefer Edmonds. Stephen Christopher Fender. Casey Addison Fogarty. Brock Stephen Hansen. Leah Wallace Howe. Miranda Ashley Huggins. Valerie Catherine Irwin. Samantha Lynn Kurkowski. Zoe Link. Robert Eugene Merith III. Hey Sue Moon. Raymond Frederick Schneider. Yoting Sai.